Last week on WrestleBuds, these things happened.
Today I'm drinking La Colombe strawberry mocha.
Glacier Mist. It's from Menards.
I also have that. It's from what?
Menards.
Oh, you can say big money, right?
You can say big money at Menards.
I've heard that. From them.
Hey friends, welcome to WrestleBuddy. Oh, did it again.
At the end of the year, we should put together just a compilation of every time we called the pod the wrong name.
We really should.
And now, a new episode of WrestleBuds.
Hey friends, welcome to WrestleBuds on the corner of Friendship and Wrestling Avenues.
Sure.
Yeah.
Your buddies go to die. Or something like that.
I can't
I
say.
don't remember. What?
Not going to say that again. We're changing it up. We're not where buddies go to die anymore. We're corner of Friendship and Wrestling Avenue.
Friendship Boulevard and Wrestling Lane.
I'm Matt Elfring, your host, and as always, with me is my best wrestle bud.
I'm Chris Hayner, your other host, and holy cow! First of all, this is technically our first step. Well, wait, hold on. This is not our first episode. I'm doing the Hardy Boy guns at the screen. You can see DDP. This if you are over at patreon.com/WrestleBuds. Here's the deal. We have a Patreon. If you sign up for the paid tier, you will get a shout out at the end of every single episode. I don't want to pat us on the back too hard, but we're pretty good at shouting people out.
We are very good.
That's all. I just wanted to put out there, we give great shout out. People have told us that a lot.
Chris, believe it or not, we actually have our first shout out this week.
Oh,
yeah.
That's weird. I feel like I looked at the Patreon. We hadn't announced it, so nobody had signed up. But
someone signed up.
That's good to know.
Cool. They requested I read something to them or to the audience. I guess this is sponsored at that point.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is this a shout out to a Patreon person or is this a sponsorship? Because I will note, signing up for the Patreon doesn't guarantee we are going to shill your product. It guarantees we will shout out your name.
I've already said yes to this, so this will be the only time we do it. Okay.
Right.
All right, here we go.
I can't wait to hear from this commercial for Halliburton or whatever.
Oh, God. Hey, are you looking for an attorney? Do you like attorneys who love dogs? Then you're really going to love me, Dog Dad Lawyer. I've been practicing law since 2002. What were you doing in 2002? Probably not practicing law like me. You probably also weren't having a bunch of dogs and taking care of them like I was, because I'm really good at being a dog dad and a lawyer. Dog Dad Lawyer. I paid money for Patreon.
I mean, that's kind of a shout out because he didn't leave his contact information or...
Has he ever?
Well, no, but if that's an advertisement, shouldn't he tell people how to purchase his service?
He just exists in the ether.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad he's doing okay. It's been a long time.
I feel like at some point, do you cover everything that's happened with him, or do you just say no listener who is new to the show?
That's what I say. Look, eventually someone will create a horrible slow loading wiki. And
how many ads are going to be on it?
So many ads. And we will use that to fill out the lore for people like Dad Dog Lawyer.
Dog Dad Lawyer.
Dog Dad Lawyer. Dad Dog Lawyer.
Please clap.
Anyways, we have a wonderful episode. Chris, you went to WrestleMania 42.
Matt, I went to WrestleMania 42 week in Las Vegas, Nevada. So this episode it's kind of going to be my trip book report. I took a lot of notes and I did a lot of normal stuff and I did some really, really weird stuff that I'm most excited to talk about. But before I get into it, I was
sponsored by MeUndies.
Yeah, Blue Chew. No, I was there covering freelance style for GameSpot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go over to GameSpot on Instagram, I'm not going to say TikTok because I stopped using TikTok when it was like, can we spy on all of your information for America? And I was like, I was fine with China was doing it. I don't know about America.
No.
So I literally deleted TikTok. But over on Instagram.com/GameSpot, there are some fun little videos that I was able to put together talking to wrestlers throughout WrestleMania weekend. And that does not happen without the good people at 2K who funded this little endeavor and very hospitable. It was a really well done, well organized week.
Not sponsored, but also there's going to be a lot of Chris and I doing commentary over our creator wrestlers fighting each other. Anyways, let's talk about WrestleMania.
All that out of the way. I fly in last. Okay, so I don't know when the hell this is going on.
This isn't going to go for like a month, I think.
Wonderful. So I flew in the Wednesday before WrestleMania to Las Vegas. I landed in the morning. There was really not a lot going on the first day because, like, the thing about WrestleMania is they say WrestleMania is like a week-long affair. It really starts Thursday and runs through like Monday night. That's it. So when you arrive on Wednesday, there usually isn't a lot to do. But Matt, there was this year, and it was low-key, maybe the most exciting thing I did all week. I went to Mark Henry and Friends Comedy Extravaganza. I don't know if that's what it was really. It was Mark Henry and Friends Comedy something. Mark Henry, who you may know as Sexual Chocolate, he hosted his own stand-up comedy show with other wrestlers, which might make you think, Mark Henry's not a comedian, right? He's not. He's definitely not. But neither is CJ Perry, who was the first comic up on stage. It was rough. Look, I don't like critiquing comedy. I don't like critiquing comics because getting up on stage is insane. And she was incredibly comfortable up there, and it played really well. It's just the material needed a lot of work. I do not need to hear that much about her vagina.
That's where, Chris, as you know, as it says in my lower third, I used to do stand up. Sorry. Your first year into comedy, that's all you do is that shock value crap. And it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
You work your way through it.
But I mean, good on you for trying.
But and again, she had a presence on stage and she was comfortable on that comedy stage. So like that does a lot of the work. I forgot to mention flight report out of Tampa Wednesday before WrestleMania. Anytime I fly to a WWE event, Natalia is always on my flight. This time she was literally in the row in front of me. And then across from us was Buddy Murphy.
Oh.
Who I like. I like Buddy Murphy.
I
and
like
also
him.
Mr. Rhea Ripley. Yeah. And he's also started getting tattoos too. Like he's only got a couple, but he doesn't have that virgin skin look anymore. So that was fun. So, okay, CJ Perry, Lana, for those who don't know that, you're better off. Lana in WWE, she told some jokes about Rusev. She told some jokes about being a woman in wrestling and some jokes about being a woman in general and some jokes about being a woman who's aging. And it wasn't great, but it was fine. Do you know Emily Heller? She's like one of those like wrestling industry talking heads like Sean Ross Sapp or Denise Salcedo.
I know those two names, but I don't know
She was hosting and had really good energy. It was fine. There was a couple of actual comedians on the show who were pretty funny. I didn't know either of their names, but Matt, I was obsessed with their merch afterwards. I walk out after the show. I walk out in the comedy club. They're the only two. The comedians are the only two people who brought merch. One of them, who was the nerdy one, has personalized Pokemon cards of himself that he was signing.
That's a delight.
The other one, who works a little bit dirtier but is still incredibly funny, had personalized condoms that he was signing. I was like, this is like, but they shared a table and they just unloaded their stuff next to each other on the table. Like, this is kind of perfect.
Where am I?
Also on the card was Dave LaGreca from Busted Open Radio. He didn't do comedy. He did karaoke, kind of, for like a minute and a half.
Chris, you sent me a clip.
Oh, Matt, that's not the clip. I did not send you a clip of that.
Okay.
I haven't even gotten to Mark Henry's not even out yet. Because Dave LaGreca does karaoke for a minute and a half, gets razzed because he can't dance the YMCA, and then introduces Mark Henry. And Mark tells a few jokes. Mark mostly just like talks about like, this is fun being Mark Henry. This is really cool. I wanted to try this. This is really cool. Then D-Lo comes out. And that's when Mark shifts into like, all right, let's tell some stories mode.
That's what you want to hear.
That's honestly, this is what we came for. And the story we got is that everyone friggin' hates Ahmed Johnson. Mark Henry hates Ahmed Johnson. He said it multiple times. He also told the story how it's the way he told the story, it made it sound like Ahmed Johnson got kicked out of the industry by The Rock. So, okay, he's telling stories about how like there used to be times in the olden days when like if a wrestler messed up, a leader in the locker room would kick them out of the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, we know the Miz fried chicken story and how Miz ended up changing outside the locker room for blah, 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 blah. So evidently Ahmed did something stupid and this was happening, except The Rock didn't kick him out of the locker room. He kicked him out of WWE and it somehow worked because Mark said he never came back after that. And I thought that was hilarious. But so that's how we get to the video that I sent to you, which we will put up on the WrestleBuds Instagram account, I guess.
It's copyrighted music.
It's over a crowd. I think it's fine.
Okay.
I think it's fine. And if it's not, we will just dub the regular music over it when it gets struck. At a certain point, they just start razzing Dave LaGreca for not knowing how to dance to YMCA. So the DJ, whose name is, oh my God, well, he had some insane name like Smoke a Bow or something like that.
DJ Hot Track City Nights.
No, man, he sounded like a really cool like DJing Pokemon. But
DJ
he was like
Buzz Killmander.
No, he's like this older black man who just like was spinning bangers left and right, who is evidently Mark's friend somehow. He puts on YMCA and they all dance terribly to YMCA to close. This is the main event of the show, by the way. This is how they close out the show, dancing to YMCA. And then it's over. Matt, it's one of the most puzzling nights I've ever experienced in my life.
Was that's not your first comedy show by far, right?
No.
Okay, I was going to say.
No. But it was my first Mark Henry comedy show. And you know what? It looked like he was having so much fun. And like, it's the perfect thing for something like this.
Well, that's like the thing about when I did stand-up comedy for like a decade. It's not about like you go home and like, this is the jokes he told, he was so bad. Or it's like, did the comedian have fun in that moment? And did the audience have fun in the moment? Because that's all that really matters. Was the show fun? Not whether it was like I saw Charlie Murphy once, and Charlie Murphy is not a great stand-up comedian, but I had a blast watching him just tell stories and talk. And that's what makes a good show.
And that's basically what this went down to. Everyone had a blast. Like, it was a fun night all around. It didn't go too late. Like, honest to God, my story of WrestleMania weekend is do them all on the West Coast because everything's over by 8 p.m. It's great. Matt, WrestleMania was over by 8:30 each night.
Chris, it was over at like 9 here. 9:30. It was so nice. Possible.
That's not possible just based on how time works.
It's not 2 hours back for me, as I thought it was 1 hour back.
Yeah, no, it's 2.
It still never went past 9:30. Oh, night 2 went real late.
Anyway, what it all breaks down to is like I thought the way the timing of everything was done this year, I found to be really fantastic. But also, like, I'm veering. I'm sorry. That was day one. My day one, really, the highlight was the Mark Henry thing.
Yeah.
Just really the only thing I did, and also F Ahmed Johnson, it turns out. Day 2, I had nothing really going on except for the junket. But at the junket, I talked to Chelsea Green, Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, Matt Cardona, and low-key first of all, Raquel Rodriguez, freaking WWE hero, stayed for the entire junket, talked to everybody.
Really?
Moving around the room, giving everyone plenty of time. excellent.
So she was this year the Naomi / Rhea Ripley of the year we went.
Yes. Didn't see Rhea.
But still like high energy the entire time too.
High energy,
Perfect.
having the time. Also bilingual. So she was doing English and Spanish outlets. Wonderful. And then Javon Evans. Like Javon Evans is the breakout just darling of like, you can't like, I'm interviewing this kid and he's talking and at a certain point I'm like, I'm just so happy for you, man. Because like he exudes positivity and he's having so much fun.
He's a YouTube adjacent guy too. I remember my son watching a bunch of like wrestling YouTubes. Like, we have this, which is the secret WWE wrestler. And it ended up being Javon Evans, but it was from like 4 years ago. Like he had just gotten to the Performance Center. But even back then, like he wasn't popping with charisma like he is now, but like you could see him then just doing moves like this. Yeah. He's got it.
And also he is, as I've already told 2K, do everything you can with that kid, because when I'm asking him what game he would challenge someone to in the main event of WrestleMania, he said NBA 2K. And then he cut a promo on Ronnie 2K and anyone who would dare pick the Celtics before he did. I was like, oh man, he is so good at selling the product and making it feel just right and natural. So that was Junket Day 1. Didn't really do anything that night. We went out to a tiki bar, but like I was also freaking exhausted. When I go on work trips, I also use it as opportunities to have food that I no longer have access to.
Yep.
I live in Florida, so I don't have access to West Coast chains like Jack in the Box, Del Taco, Noodles and Company. Man, I had a freaking excellent chicken noodle dish from Noodles and Company one night.
Gross.
Wonderful.
I hate that place.
Day 3 is Junket Day 2. So the way they broke it out, there was the Junket was on Thursday and Friday this year. 2 completely separate sets of talent. Matt, we've done some WrestleMania Junkets. It's always a bit of uncontrolled chaos. Right?
I have a lot of flashbacks of the uncontrolled chaos, and some of it, there's a lot of bad that I remember. I don't remember. I mean, the interviews were good, but there's a lot of bad with other journalists I remember.
This is the best it's ever been.
Really?
So they definitely put a limit on how many outlets could be there, because the room wasn't stuffed with people. And they had like 3 different sections, which were set up for like Complex's Graps podcast, O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s podcast, and then like Sam Roberts and Peter Rosenberg's podcasts. So they didn't overload media in there because it would be way too loud. But that just made it kind of easier for everyone. Like, did you get time with everyone you wanted? No. Did they do their very freaking best? Like, I'm absolutely shocked. People got so much time with Danhausen, who was without a doubt the most in-demand person of WrestleMania weekend. He was everywhere. He was doing everything, and he was always doing it with a smile on his face. It was kind of really, really dope to see. But my day 2 MVP of the Junket was Michin, because we got to be dorky about video games for a while. And also she's just friggin' delightful.
Yeah.
Like I know that like she's either a heel or it seems to be she's either cast as a heel or a vague faceless baby face that doesn't really have a character, but like sort of dresses like was ripped out of Grand Theft Auto.
When I was watching, because I'm not watching week to week WWE anymore, but like remember when she popped up during WrestleMania, I'm like, oh, Michin's still there, like that's great. But I couldn't tell what was going on. But good for her. Her
and BFAB are Jade Cargill's baddies.
Okay,
so whatever. Okay, so day 3, Matt, also is the last SmackDown before WrestleMania, and did you watch it?
No.
Okay, when I tell you it is the worst episode of SmackDown I've ever been present at. It was so boring for a reason. The main event match was the main event segment on the Go Home SmackDown the night before WrestleMania was Cody and Punk with their titles in the ring, like talking about how cool each other are and how they're gonna like, it's up to them to like put a stop to everything and blah, 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 blah. What you realize when you're there is that, oh, it's because they all have to run to the Hall of Fame because it starts the minute this show ends.
That's right. And different venue.
Starts, yeah, because SmackDown runs 3 hours now. So SmackDown runs until 9 p.m. and the Hall of Fame started at 9 p.m. So the main event was just Cody and Punk in their Hall of Fame suits, like giving each other pats on the back.
What?
It was such a weird vibe.
Who's programming this? Who didn't think to give like half an hour in between?
I don't know, man. ESPN.
Did you go to the Hall of Fame?
No.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I went once, I think, with you, and never. It was Undertaker. I've been to I think 4 of them. I haven't enjoyed any of them. Mm-mm. It's not my thing. I felt like when we saw Undertaker's, it was a TED Talk.
Yeah, it's basic, and then he just turned that into a tour.
Yeah,
the One Dead Man Show
leading up to the Hall of Fame. Like, I don't think I'm even going to watch this one because Stephanie McMahon's getting inducted, and it's going to be very much a situation where it's going to be the focus is entirely on her, not on like, I don't know, Sid Vicious or anybody else that got inducted.
Well,
am I being a little presumptuous?
Yes and no. I think Stephanie got roughly the same treatment as like AJ Styles, etc. I saw the complaints from Psycho Sid's family, or one of it, or it's not. I think it's one of his kids who was there. That's how the legacy wing of the Hall of Fame works.
Yeah.
Like we're honoring, that's the honor. Like if he was here, he would be giving a speech. He's unfortunately not here. They did now that said, there is precedent where Paul Bearer's children accepted for him, but also the Undertaker came out and saluted the stage, and Paul Bearer's son just looks like and sounds like Paul Bearer. So like he did the
and I think that's the weird thing too, is when I think about the Hall of Fame is like, I always go back to the Paul Bearer one. It's like, yeah, I guess he was legacy, but he also got, people spoke for like 20 minutes about him.
But also, like, realistically, that was also 15 years ago at this point, or however long. Like, it was quite a while ago. Like, I think if they weren't told ahead of time, like, hey, this is the run of the show, sure. But also, like, the Hall of Fame's not real. When they build a building, all right.
I mean, it's not real. It's the same as the route to WrestleMania. It literally is just like WWE saying, remember these people.
Well, I get it. The thing is, I get it as an honor. And in that way, like, he received the honor. It's whatever, dude. I also don't care. I'm never going to be in the Hall of Fame.
All I care about are Slammies.
I would like a Slammy.
I'd like a Slammy.
So, I skipped Hall of Fame. I had to go to a tiki bar instead. Golden Tiki. I don't know if you've ever been.
No, you and I did go to a Tonga Room in San Francisco once. And
we did go to we had Tonga Room was a topic of discussion at one point this week. But no, so Golden Tiki is basically, it's like, what if Disney Imagineers made sort of a dirty tiki bar?
Okay.
It's really great. You walk when you first walk in the front door, you're in a small room with a fountain in it, and the fountain's been treated with bromine, which is what they use to treat the water in Pirates of the Caribbean. So they set that tone, and then you go through a second door into the bar, and it's just this beautiful, like, it feels you're in a strip mall in North Las Vegas, but it feels like you're in this underground grotto, which is
is it the same area as Omega Mart?
No.
Okay, so it's not Area 51 or 54.
No. It's not Area 15. It is just an old Vegas standby that's been there for a very long time. So that was SmackDown. Honestly, it was a bummer, and the crowd wasn't very hot for it, which was kind of a big pointing at the sign moment for night one, which, like, night one of WrestleMania, I'm glad we can talk about it because you watched it on television, or you watched some of it on television.
I'm gonna divulge information. Night one, I watched part of it on Netflix while I was in Canada. Mm-hmm. And then Netflix decided to boot me from my account for a little. So then I watched it on a streaming service on the internet.
Why did Netflix boot you from your account?
Because I was VPNing.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Which VPN do you use?
It starts with an M.
Okay, not Surfshark. We're safe. Good.
Yeah. Night 2, I went way out of focus for a second. Night 2, I did do ESPN Unlimited plus Unlimited Ultimate.
Oh no.
Well, it was just like, because I'm just gonna watch WrestleMania. It's for technically 2 days if I wanted to watch night 1 over again, like $30, and I canceled it immediately after. Like, that's fine. Like, I'm okay with that for WrestleMania. It's two shows, $30. It's a pay-per-view.
Remember when you used to have to pay $50 a month to watch this stuff?
And I think AEW shows are 35, 39, something like that.
I think maybe on HBO Max, but I think for the traditional pay-per-view providers, they're a bit pricier.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Whatever.
So anyway, night 1
sucked.
I don't agree. I think night 1, it had a couple of things going against it. One, I think we can all agree that the Pat McAfee story development was terrible and hung around this show's neck. So many people were just waiting because what the heck is going to happen? And then it finally happened and it was nothing. We're like, wait, what? And then the show is over and you're like, wait, what? That's how it felt. I think the other problem, which is almost as big of an issue, putting Jacob and Drew on ESPN was a bad idea. Putting Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu on the ESPN2 portion of the show was poor planning from whoever made that decision, because that is a match. Look at like the stuff we saw in terms of like the ladder match and like street fights and stuff throughout the next couple days. That's what should have been, that and more is what should have been the Jacob Fatu Drew McIntyre match, because that's been like the blood feud. These guys have been trying to kill each other. And then they had, honestly, a pretty, not like a decent-ish, like broadcast television hardcore match.
Wait, and wasn't it? It was an unsanctioned match,
and it was unsanctioned. It was still not the meanest match of the weekend.
Chris, let me get on my pedestal here for a second.
Okay. You didn't get taller.
I have lots of issues with how wrestling in general names their type of matches. It's mainly a WWE thing with like no holds barred, extreme rules, hardcore rules,
lights out, Texas Death.
Falls Count Anywhere is different because you can get pit, but like unsanctioned, like it's sanctioned. You can't say that. It's a sanctioned fight. You booked it on the card. There's a referee there.
But it's not. It's unsanctioned.
I cannot. No, it's not. It actually frustrates me every time. I don't have the suspension of disbelief for that.
That's fair.
Anyways, let me get off my pedestal.
It was also boring. So yeah, night 1, not the best, not the worst. Honestly, like there was some good matches. It was a fun night. The crowd was utterly dead though.
Oh yeah.
Like, and evidently from what I understand, you guys watching on television saw even more commercials for the Hulk Hogan documentary than we did.
I don't remember many, but I remember watching the trailer for it. I think Netflix offered me screeners and I just didn't take them because it's out now.
Out.
Yeah. Isn't it supposed to be kind of damning?
No, I don't think so.
It should be.
I will watch it eventually, and I will come to you with a full book report.
There's no Hulkamaniacs here.
Preach it, brother.
Anyways, yeah, night 1.
I will say though, I did see Nick Hogan at WWE World being interviewed about the documentary. Best WWE World I've ever been to. I don't remember what it used to be called when we used to go. Do you remember what it was called?
No idea.
Whatever it was called. It freaking dope. This to me, it's still way smaller than Comic-Con, but this felt like the closest to a sort of Comic-Con floor situation. There were different like interactive zones. There were different displays and immersive things. They had like a little like Mexico courtyard set up, but it was all set for Triple H or Triple H. It was all set for AAA, and they had the mask of like so many legendary lucha masks making this temple in the middle of it. They had Eddie and Bart Gunn's Gringos Locos gear like on display, and a bunch of old Ray masks from the early to mid 90s. Like, it's just some really, really cool historical stuff. And you could also buy La Yesca and El Demonito puppets.
I just want to throw this out there, Chris. While you were gone, I bought a luchador mask. It's a Chicago Bears luchador mask from AEW.
Cool.
Yeah. That's my fourth luchador mask.
Good job.
Yeah.
I didn't buy one. I bought a shirt and I bought Nikki action figures.
You kind of got to buy a shirt. Like, it's just every time I go to
but I didn't buy like a shirt for that show. I bought a WrestleMania 10 shirt.
Okay, like what
Shawn and Razor ladder match.
If I go to like an AEW show, I'll buy like a shirt that's specific to that event that you won't be able to get on like pro wrestling tees later.
Yeah, I have weirdly enough. So I went to AEW Revolution when it was the CM Punk MJF dog collar match.
Yes.
And like didn't buy anything. And then like 6 months ago, a guy I know is like, man, I think I'm going to get rid of some of my wrestling shirts. You want to see if you want any of them? And one of them was the AEW Revolution I Was There shirt. And I was like, oh man, I was there. I'll take that one.
I wish I still had my all-in one. But I wish I still had the original all-in I Was There shirt, but that
would be cool.
Gained some weight and couldn't fit into it. Now that I've lost weight, I can, but I don't know where the shirt is. Anyways, Chris, let's move on to the morning of night 2.
What? The morning of night 2. Honestly, I didn't like that. Once you're hooked into the WrestleMania vibe, it takes a little while to get there. Nowhere near like Matt. That's the first thing I should tell you. That I could walk to Raw and SmackDown, and that the arena or the stadium was like a 10-minute drive away. It doesn't get much better.
Yeah.
Like fantastic. Vegas, incredibly walkable if planned properly. Night 2, completely different story. The crowd is electric from beginning to end. Everyone's having a great time. They're reacting to the matches harder. I didn't have problems with really any of the matches save for Liv Stephanie, because it definitely should have lasted a hell of a lot longer.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it got cut because Jesus Christ, every single person had the longest entrance. Everyone had the longest entrance. CM Punk didn't even walk out to music. He waited and started the music until he was already out there. And it looked incredible. And I'm glad we got the AFI. But like, man, Roman Reigns had a band play his song, and then he played his old song. Like there was just a lot, man. So I'm bummed that it felt like that match got shortchanged, because that was, I think, the feud I was most keyed into throughout this whole run up to Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hope we get to see them fight again. And based on Raw, it looks like we probably will. I was really upset about Roman going over Punk at first. And then I heard him say in an interview immediately after the show that he's going to be a full-timer through the summer. And then I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Because my only gripe is a part-timer shouldn't have the belt. If you're going to be here, have the belt. I'm fine with that. Especially, I'm assuming they're leading to Oba versus Roman at SummerSlam.
But I think I'm going to make a case for Roman as a part-timer back then, not now. It worked for the Tribal Chief stuff because it made him untouchable, and it worked for the character.
It worked until it didn't, though.
Yeah.
It worked until that first win over Cody. Then it was just boring.
Yeah.
Because he just wasn't around. But I'm hopeful that he'll be. Do I think he'll be here every single week? No. But it'd be great if he made half the shows and the pay-per-views, you know?
Yeah.
And also pre-tape shit with him when he's there, so you can run it on the in-between weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. So yeah, ultimately I walked away from night 2, blew night 1 out of what, which sucks because I didn't dislike night 1. It's just the crowd was just deflated.
I didn't care for it. I was kind of bored.
On 1 or 2?
Night 1. Night 2 I wasn't, because there's a bunch of matches I wanted to see. Night 1 didn't really have matches I wanted to see.
I also just sort of keeping an eye on people throughout the week, the wrestlers throughout the week. Obviously, we know Danhausen is a money printing machine.
Yeah.
And we know that clearly they know it. he had 6 or 7 different shirts alone in the store, plus masks, plus hats, shorts, socks, a big plastic Danhausen necklace. If the main wall in the Superstore, it was Roman, Punk, Cody, Danhausen. Roman, Cody, Punk, Danhausen.
Hey, he's
Randy.
He's had a match. He's had a match now.
He also had the best moment of WrestleMania, I would argue, with John Cena.
You know what?
When he came out in the coffin mobile.
Here's the thing. I really want to believe this when I was watching it, that John Cena's excitement and like surprise of Danhausen was genuine. I really want to believe that. I
actually have a theory. I think it was genuine, and I think this is what retirement John Cena, who doesn't have to think about the matches and the booking and the whatever, he's just getting to kind of like experience it as it happens, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because he looked as thrilled with Danhausen as I was.
Yes.
Also, Goodyear Blimp hanging out outside my hotel all weekend, so I can only assume he was in there, and he was on nonstop. Like, I think we're getting to the time when we have to start talking about how incredible wrestlers are at improv.
Yeah.
Because these are people playing characters, walking into a room full of media. It's going to ask them a bunch of different questions, and they're staying in character throughout it without making it sound ridiculous.
Some of them are. Some of the people that we've interviewed in the past are very bad about being in character.
I'm talking about right now. Because another one that says me is Trick Williams. Trick Williams oozes star power in a way I don't think I've seen since like The Rock.
No, yeah, right.
He is just an effortless star. He just is a star, and that's the end of the story.
He did not need Little Yachty. I don't want to get too in depth into that because there's 8 million podcasts that cover that. But like he didn't.
No, I just wanted to make sure I shouted out Trick because he was incredible all weekend. He wore that floor length white fur vest all weekend. It must have been so hot because I saw him a dozen times and never without it. And then the last person, like, who's I think we all know is the biggest star coming out of this weekend is Obafemi. Yeah. Obafemi got made Sunday night, and it's going to be wild. It was so good.
I didn't expect Brock to retire, but I remember a few days prior, there were new Janelle Grant accusations and information. And so when I saw him retire, I'm like, maybe he does want to retire, but
I don't think he's retired. So the story, the reporting has been that he is retiring this year, and it was going to be at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. And that's why Gunther took on Seth, because now Paul owes him the Beast, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see if that's still the plan or not. But if that's Brock's last match, that's how you go out helping the business. He made Oba huge in that entire thing. There wasn't a single point in that entire build where Brock got the one up on Obafemi.
No, that was Brock versus Cena, where he was just suplexing the hell out of him.
Yeah. And then Brock gave Oba the F5 in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania, and Oba immediately popped back up to his knees. He didn't sell. He just got up, and it was like the press box were like, oh, what?
They all coughed too.
Because we've never seen that before.
Every single person in there coughed.
I'm not only am I exhausted because I slept like 3 hours last night, I'm also definitely getting sick. Vegas.
We call that the con crud in the business.
Oh, I call it the Mania meltdown because I went to WrestleMania. But yeah, Oba, Trick, and Danhausen were my sort of MVPs for the weekend. What a wild time we're going into with wrestling right now. Let's see. I took some notes about WWE World that I thought you would be interested in personally.
Tell me more.
Okay, first of all, you know how they have the Hall of Fame area where they have like the background with like the biography and they put stuff in front of it?
Yeah, I was looking at pictures of that from when we went. That was Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah. So they had that, and it was really, really great until you get to Dennis Rodman's, where there's the wall with his biography and everything, and then literally nothing. Just an empty space where stuff would be. It's as if they were like, oh,
it should just be Dennis Rodman saying like, I liked wrestling a whole lot. I fought Karl Malone. Also
for life.
I skipped Chicago Bulls practices to go do wrestling and we still won the championship.
Did you see that he got inducted into the Hall of Fame wearing a Rodzilla NWO t-shirt?
Yes.
Like bless. So that was really cool. I did, and I think I sent this video. We could put this up on the Wrestle Buddies Instagrams as well.
Wrestle Buds.
We can put this up on the Wrestle Buds Instagram as well. Look, we used to host a podcast. Sometimes we're going to accidentally say the name, and sometimes we'll cut it out, and sometimes we'll forget. Like Matt might cut that out. I will forget to cut that out of the video. So if you want to hear the uncut version, go to patreon.com/WrestleBuds and sign up for our the tier, which ironically I named Wrestle Buddy. It could be our Wrestle Buddy.
If you want a very, very, very cut down podcast where we don't ramble on or go off on tangents like we normally do because we're friends.
Yeah.
That's just the audio podcast.
I did the Stephanie McMahon slap experience, which
I saw
when I had to sign a waiver. So my thought was, oh my God, someone's going to slap me. This is going to be the coolest. What if Stephanie walked out and slaps you right now? Like, how dope would that be? That's not what it was. I had to slap a thing for a slow motion camera bit. That was fun. And what I will say is there was a lot of that sort of stuff. There was a UFC section because TKO, blah, blah, blah. But there was like a punching machine where you could punch a thing.
Was Ken Shamrock hanging out there?
No, I didn't see Ken Shamrock at all. But maybe I just didn't recognize him because he like wasn't doing this.
I'm trying to think of who else.
That thing.
Dan Severn there?
Dan Severn was there. He was.
I'm trying to think of other aside from Brock, other UFC WWE crossovers. He did.
Charles Montgomery Punk.
Yeah, he did have those couple of matches.
The 2K booth was, I think, the
filled
highlight
with friendship.
No, I don't know that we went to the 2K booth as press all weekend. But so what they did this year was they had like instead of one booth all encapsulated, they had basically 4 booths. So it was like each side faced out. It was a different sort of activation. Like one of them, so obviously this year is CM Punk's on the cover. Then there's the Attitude Era edition and the blah, 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 blah. So to note the Triple H King of Kings edition, they had on one side, they had that sledgehammer game where you bring the sledgehammer down, you make the thing go up.
Yeah.
And you try to beat iShow Speed's or Wade Barrett's score. Then for CM Punk's cover thing, they had a place where you could do your own cover photo with like CM Punk's title and a bunch of other titles and blah, blah, blah. And then for the Monday Night Wars edition side, they had like a fake ring you get into, and it's called the Can Catch Challenge, where basically 2 people are stone colding plush cans at you. You have to catch as many as you can. It was genuinely really, really funny and cute to see. Like, I was like, yeah, no, there should be more stuff like this at WWE World. And then there was also a super card thing where I think you could just like get a download code for super card.
I used to play that a lot. We all used to play that a lot.
Same. Yeah, it seemed like the least thought through portion of it. But that was a lot of fun. We mentioned Hogan. I don't know if you know this, Matt. Since the last WrestleMania, one Terry Hulk Boulder Hogan has passed. So they had a big walkthrough. They had a big walkthrough exhibit for him. Look, we don't love Hogan.
There's no Hulk.
And I think it's for very good reasons. But what I will say is like really interesting pieces of history layered throughout this thing. Matt, I hugged a piece of the original blue steel cage.
Oh, good. Look at you.
They had it there for a photo op. And so I hugged it because I was like, it's in terrible shape. It's all like scratched and scraped. It looks so cool. They had a piece of the old original WCW Nitro set there that you could take a picture with. They had lots of gear from the Mega Powers and the Mega Powers Explode eras, plus like old artwork, like posters and big photos. And they had his costume from the Rocky movie he did, the Thunderlips Sitch. They had like the Hulk Hogan Dodge Viper and the NWO Hogan motorcycle. Just lots of, honestly, it was just lots of really interesting history. And I took a picture next to cardboard standee of me and Gino.
Was there any no holds barred?
No. That's interesting. I'm just going to keep talking about this because, Matt, you're reminding me of something. But we just took a short break. It's fine. Matt, you're reminding me of something. You got a gift. I forgot about the gift I walked away from WWE World with.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Topps had special, exclusive to the Superstore, Wrestlemania cards, right, that you could buy, and they had stuff. However, I found out if you go to the Topps Experience, which was a walkthrough thing, at the end, they give you a little like pack of cards with like 5 cards in it. And then I went to the Top Slam thing because I play WWE Top Slam on my phone. I collect cards there. And they were giving away diamonds and whatnot. And they handed me 2 more of these things. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put these aside. We'll open them when we get home. That'll be a fun little surprise for me and Laura Pumpernickel, Nikki, my partner. Matt, we opened them today.
Yeah.
I had 3 packs. Each of them had a numbered card in them.
Like a limited edition number?
Yeah. I got a 1 of 25 Miz in this. There's only 25 of them. I got one.
Was it awesome?
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah. I don't know. Like the other 2, they were out of $3.99, I think. So like it's still cool than just a mass produced card, but like a Miz out of 25, that's kind of dope. Yeah, so really the only thing left for me from my Mania trip report is the Raw after Mania, which, Matt, I don't know how it came across on TV. If you watched it.
No.
This felt like the first time in a long time where it actually felt like Raw after Mania. There was a bunch of call-ups. They set up a bunch of really good stories for the next couple of months. We got the main roster debuts of Ethan Page and Sol Roca. In the end, dude, so WrestleMania as a whole, I missed last year. Last year was the first year I hadn't gone since COVID, I think, actually. I enjoyed it. I don't want it in Vegas again, though.
Yeah. Because
it's so dry. Like, I am sunburnt. I'm dried out. My lips are chapped and busted. And I went through this is my second tube of Burt's Bees lip balm since I got to Vegas. And my lips are still destroyed.
Hey, Chris, if they want to, I don't know, watch the video of this or watch like
Patreon.com/WrestleBuds is where you're going to want to go. You can sign up for the free tier to get 2 extra episodes per month. In addition to obviously our regular weekly episodes. So you'll be up to 6 a month if you join the $6 tier. Granted, none of this is there right now though, because we just launched this today.
Yes.
But we've got content. We're building there. If you pay the extra $6 a month, you will get those 2 episodes plus at least 2 more every month and a variety of other things. All of the information can be found over at patreon.com/WrestleBuds. It's live. You can go to it now. You should go to it now.
You probably should.
And also, if you want to join or if you do join and you think there are things we're missing, let us know what kinds of stuff would be cool to offer to patrons. I'm open to having people sit in on some recordings just to watch if they want to. Again, shout out.
That sounds awful.
Look, they're in the audience, Matt. We can't see them. I'm not saying we have to go to them, but we could run polls. Oh, that sounds fun. Anyway, patreon.com/WrestleBuds. You can find me online at Haynerland.com on Blue Sky, Chris Hayner on Instagram. Matt?
I'm MattElfring.com on Blue Sky. I'm on Instagram, but I don't really do anything fun on there. We're WrestleBuds on Instagram, though. We have that.
And at WrestleBuds on Blue Sky.
Yeah. I'll be doing fun things sometime.
Yeah, go ahead and follow the WrestleBuds Instagram because I have videos and pictures from this weekend. I have some weirdly close-up photos of Danhausen that I can just go ahead and throw out there for funsies.
Hey, why not?
He was really close to me. talking to other people. I was like, well, I'm here. I might as well. It was in the press room. This was not on the streets. It would be weird if I did this out in public.
It's on the streets.
This was doing this. Anyway, love you guys. Love you, Matt.
Love you, Chris. I don't know why I'm waving because yay.
WrestleBuds out.
See you next week.
I don't know what we do.
Please clap.